Hello and welcome to Cycling Through Life. I'm Thad and I appreciate you joining me today. It's a beautiful day and I'm on my BMC time machine. I got my Garmin radar telling me of all the dangers around me, but we're going to take off on this road, man, and I hope you enjoy the scenery. It's a short little road, but it's peaceful. We shouldn't have too much traffic, but I'm reminiscent today. I want to share with you the story of my first bike race. So let's get it riding a little bit. It's cold today. It's the sun's out, but it's chilly. So I'm a little overdressed. I started the ride with a pretty hard pace. And it's a little wind right now in my face, so hopefully you can hear me. So I talked about before that I got into bike racing, and with amateur bike racing there's several different categories. Category 1 and 2 are like the experienced top level amateur racers. There's 3, which is the middle of the road. You're pretty good, but you're not quite elite. There's 4 where you're still kind of a beginner newbie, but you've done at least 10 races or you've had some success. Man, I love this road. And then category 5, Cat 5, just the beginners with no experience. And so in September 2005, I was in my mid-30s. I was 6'3", I was racing at about 205 pounds. I was a linebacker on a bike trying to race a lot smaller dudes. And my first race was going to be the Tennessee State Championship road race. And I entered as a Cat 5 first race. The race was about 25 miles or so. I don't remember exactly. But it was taking place 10 miles from my house. And I was like, man, I got to do it. This is it. Morning. So I rode to the race as a warm-up. And the loop was pretty undulating with a pretty significant climb near the end. It was over a half mile, but not quite a mile in length, with some pitches at 15%, a lot of it at 8-9. And it was about, from my memory, maybe anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes of just full gas, full effort, legs crying, nose shooting fire. But in bike racing, it's all about staying out of the wind, saving your energy for the right moment to make a move. Drafting is a big deal. Like right now, I'm riding into this headwind, and if somebody's sitting behind me, I can promise you they're working a lot less effort than I am. So we get to the race. I just joined a team of guys pretty much my age, mid-30s, that I hardly knew. But we kind of got together in the parking lot beforehand. Didn't really talk plan. We were like, even though they were a team, it felt like it was every man for themselves. And I didn't really think I had a shot being at my size going up that hill. I'd ridden the hill hundreds of times with friends and other guys, and they would always leave me. Just for my pure power to weight ratio was not good. So we take off, and me and now a very dear friend of mine, at the time I hardly knew, but we were on the same team, and we rode side by side on the front of what you call the peloton, the group of people all sitting behind us. And we just took off for the first half of the race, right in the front. We thought we were in charge and in control and very green. And I remember thinking about halfway through, I'm like, what am I doing sitting on the front of this thing? I'm just wasting energy. But I don't really want to be in the back and maybe get into a crash or a wreck or something. So I was like, oh well, we'll just turn it into a training ride and I'll do the best I can. So we rode the first 3/4 of it on the front, up and down little hills, until we came to what is called Backbone Ridge. And we hit the base of that climb, and it starts out immediately at about 15%. And guys started coming by me like I was on a conveyor belt going backwards, one by one. And I am giving it everything I got. My lungs are burning. I'm breathing so hard, the air is coming out of my ears. And people are still streaming by me. I get to the top and had some friends there that had ridden over, and they were cheering me on, and they were like, come on, you're not that far. Go, go, go. And there was this little plateau, rolling plateau. Got on the top of the hill, and I was like second to last. My buddy, I think that had ridden the front with me and destroyed all of our energy, was the last one. But either way, I started just head down, go. I felt okay. And I just started my triathlon days of head down and just TT, try to get back to everybody. And as I rode the plateau, which seemed like forever, but probably wasn't that long, I started picking people off one by one. Passed another teammate who I didn't know, and I was like, come on, jump on. And a couple guys started latching on, going for a ride, as we call it, like not helping me out with any pulls or helping me in the wind. And I was fading. And this is where cycling is the teamwork. And the pace slowed. I'm giving it all I got. And my teammate I had just picked up, who I didn't know, comes by me. He's like, come on, get on the pain train. And I just started laughing, and it kind of relaxed me. I tucked back in behind the line, rested for a little bit. As we crested or ended the plateau, we were coming to the downhill, and we had caught the front pack. There was about a dozen of us in the lead, coming down to the descent, and then about a 2-3 mile run into the finish line. We hit that descent, and it's steep, and I get into full tuck mode. Being the heaviest guy in the group, I took off. I think I reached somewhere around the high 50s or 60 mile an hour, going so fast that I passed the moped or little motorcycle that was the lead, kind of protecting us, showing us where to go. And I immediately sat up like, I don't know, this is my first race. Can I pass this guy? Am I disqualified? What is he doing? Why isn't he going faster? But I think he was going as fast as he could. So anyway, I kind of slowed. He came back around me, but unfortunately so did the other 11 or 12 or 13 guys or whatever. Let's see if this is a busier road, but hopefully not too bad today. Thank you. So we get to the bottom, we're all together, and this time I'm not on the front. I'm sitting about 3 or 4 guys back, resting my legs in the draft, and we're moving towards the finish line. And I had done this course many times in training with another buddy of mine leading into the race, and I knew it. I knew where to go, when to go. And again, keep in mind, we're all like newbies, right? We're all new. I'm sure a lot of these guys had raced before, but maybe for some of them, this is their first time seeing the front of a bike race in the last mile, the last kilometer. And so we get to about a kilometer to go, the last 1K, and I'm about 3 riders back. And the guy in the front, in cycling terms, just legs exploded. He had done too much trying to ride away from everybody. He couldn't hold the pace. Legs, I'm sure, are full of lactic acid. And he just peels off to the side as we all go around him. Coming in, now there's one guy in front of me. I could tell just riding around him earlier, he's pretty strong. We were going pretty good, but they're lined up behind me. He's in the front. And we get to about 500 or 400 meters to go. And my ideal spot was this telephone pole that was about 250 meters from the finish line. And I started yelling at him, come on, you got it, you're gonna win. Encouraging him. And he got out of the saddle, started sprinting. And I remember it, time slowed dramatically. And I remember thinking, now, as we hit that telephone pole, and I was like, I got you. Gave it all I got. Was able to sit down at the finish line with a clean pair of wheels. And what that means in cycling is there wasn't anybody beside me. I had beaten everybody by a bike length. I wanted to raise my hands in a 2-hand salute, but I hadn't been riding but about 4 or 5 years. I wasn't quite confident, so I just raised one hand, number 1 in the air. I got a very sweet photo of it. And I was very proud. At the finish line was my son and daughter, who were very young at the time, and I'm sure don't remember it because I think they were playing in a water or mud puddle on the side at the finish line. But being able to pull up afterwards and tell them that I was the Tennessee state champion was something I'll always remember. And that confidence of winning that race just set me off for the years ahead to continue racing, continue loving the sport of cycling, get leaner, get faster. I rode home with the buddies that had ridden over after the race. We rode home, and I just remember feeling no pain in the pedals, couldn't get the smile off my face. It was so gratifying, especially with the weight loss journey I had been on. And it was the first time I had won any athletic competition that was an individual sport. I had won in football, or I had won in basketball, but this was all basically an individual. Even though my teammates did help me, I still had to push the pedal. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the story. Very special to me, and it'll lead to other stories down the road. But if you're into cycling, I encourage you to just push yourself. Go do a charity ride. Go to a local crit race or something like that. Watch it and get a feel for the excitement of bike racing. If you're a beginner bike racer, don't get frustrated. Winning a bike race is probably one of, not the most, but one of the most difficult things to do in sport in my mind. I mean, hitting a golf ball and a baseball at 100 miles an hour is pretty difficult too, I'm sure. But it's challenging. So if you are a bike rider and thinking about racing, I encourage you to go try it. I promise you will not regret it. So again, I hope you enjoyed the story. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, get home safe, y'all.